Hello fellow plastic throwers, this is Fulcrum, and in today's Airsoft review we're going to be taking a look at my Battleaxe Airsoft fan goggles. So I've had these goggles for around about 3 years, maybe nearly 4, and they've had plenty of use, so I think this is going to be a fair review. I bought these goggles from my local site, Battleaxe Airsoft, and they cost me around about 30 quid. And as always with Airsoft PPE, make sure you buy it from a reputable source. Now these goggles work really well with glasses because obviously I wear glasses, so I needed some goggles which would fit over them. And I've had no problems with these fitting over my glasses. With my previous pair of goggles, I had some problems with the corner of my glasses frames, rubbing some patches on the inside of the goggles and the corners here. And yeah, it also pushed the glasses right up into my face, and it wasn't particularly comfortable. Now the downside to the goggles being slightly deeper to accommodate glasses is that I can't look down certain optics on certain guns. Most notably, I can't look down the built-in telescopic sight on a G36 carrying handle. So with certain guns you might need to move your optics around to get better eye relief, or you might need to put it up on a riser. Now the goggles come with a detachable lower face shield which pops into these little holes around the bottom here. I don't know where that's gone, but I don't need it because I have separate lower mesh. Now I did have to shape my mesh slightly differently so it covered up a few gaps around the bottom of the goggles, but these synergise together really well. They're very comfortable on my head, and also they seem to sit on my head nice and snug, so there's no way they're going to fall off. Now with my last pair of goggles, a major problem I had was fogging. And because I wear glasses, that's another thing to fog up as well. I've tried all sorts of anti-fog solutions and wipes and sprays, and it never really worked. However, these goggles are very difficult to fog up. For starters, the natural ventilation of these goggles is really good, so if there's a light breeze, it will pass through these vents here and it will help keep your goggles nice and clear. And for when the natural ventilation just isn't enough to keep your goggles clear, there is a inbuilt fan in the top. On the top right hand side of the goggles, there is a sliding switch to turn the fan on. And then on the left there is a button which allows you to change between low speed and high speed. And this exhaust fan sucks the air out from the goggles, which then draws more fresh air in from the bottom vents here. And with the fan on, I find these goggles are basically impossible to fog up. Even when it's really miserable, wet and fuck off Barrys! And even playing in the really wet, miserable days that we get in the UK where it's not absolutely heaving it down, but it's just really damp, there's loads of humidity in the air, which with my previous pair of goggles I would just fog up the second I put them on. These are perfectly clear. And crucially, that airflow also keeps my glasses clear. Now as you can hear, the fan makes a slight bit of noise, especially on high speed. This can make it quite hard to hear your surroundings when you've got the fan on. However, in my experience, I find that I only have to have the fan on in short bursts. What I do is I set it to full power, and when I start getting a bit of fogging, I put it on for a couple of minutes, and that does the trick. However, when it's a really wet, dank, dingy, miserable day, you're probably going to have it on all the time, but then you can just drop it down to the lowest speed so it's slightly less noisy. The fan's powered by two AAAs that are located underneath these plastic covers. And to remove the top covers, there's a few clips you need to push in. And then you should just be able to lift up the cover like so, and then you can do the same on the other side to switch the other battery out. And another feature I like about these goggles is that you can remove the lenses for cleaning. To remove the lenses, you want to pull the nose piece downwards, and then there's a little clip on either side that you want to push in. And there you go. And then to reinstall them, you want to do that in reverse order, so the clip's in on at the side, and you want to hook the fan over the top there, and then you can just snap the nose piece back into place. Make sure it's clicked in, and there you go. And whilst it's a common thing, I do like having a buckle on the strap. I've never had that before, but it's really convenient when you're trying to get around all the camera straps and your lower mesh straps. So if you are an airsofter like me who has to wear glasses, I would definitely recommend a pair of Battleaxe fan goggles. These things are almost impossible to fog up, and they fit over glasses nice and easily. And I would argue cost-wise that these are the best choice for glasses wearers. I know you can get the prescription style, I know you can get prescription airsoft goggles, but they're incredibly expensive, and also you're still going to have a fogging issue with them. And I'm not saying that there isn't some fancy magical elixir which will help you stop you from fogging up your goggles, but a fan seems to be the best way to do it in my experience. So if you wear glasses or you're completely sick of fogging up on the field, then get yourself a pair of Battleaxe fan goggles, and I'm sure they won't let you down. So that's it for this review. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it at any point or you found it useful, then make sure you leave a like. If you have any more questions about these goggles, then please make sure you leave them down in the comments. And if you don't want to miss out on any new airsoft content, then make sure you subscribe and enable notifications. Now, I've had a bit of a drought for airsoft footage recently. I went to my local site and I didn't really get... the footage wasn't terribly good, so I'm going to see what I can do with that, but it's It was crap footage, frankly, but I'm going to try and pull some leftovers together from that and make something out of it. I'm hoping to go to Thetford soon to get some sniping footage, so keep an eye out for that. And as always, guys, play fair, play safe, take care.